Alright, finally we come around to probably the part people will find the most interesting, and I'm sorry to announce it's probably one of the easier parts to do. These little spring catches are much more involved, but these are the drive springs. So these are what get mounted on our centerpiece, or if you're just making a single open drawer, this might be on the back of the box or the side of the box, depending on which way your drawer is going to open. So what did these start life as? Why are they fairly easy to make? Well, these are chunks of cut up bandsaw. So I just had an old 1/2-inch bandsaw blade. It had gotten pretty dull. And all I do is I grind the teeth off. I lay out where my points are going to go. I have a little template. So I just set it down here so that I know I can see where my center line is going to be. So I know where to drill my 2 holes, and then I can mark some points where I'm going to go ahead and bend it. And when I bend it, I just use a little bit of a block, and I go ahead and pull it up, and then put just a little bit of a curl over on the corner. So it's actually pretty easy to make one of these. I'll go through the steps real quick as I grind some teeth off, drill some holes, put the bend in them, and you'll see how easy this is to make. So if you've got a chunk of bandsaw laying around, didn't know what to do with an old dull blade, this is a great use. The 1/2-inch seems to provide plenty enough spring power for these small drawers that I'm doing. A 1/4 inch might be a little bit on the light side, you just have to try it. A 3/4 inch would probably be plenty for most, decently sized, small jewelry box drawers. You actually want to be careful not to go too big, or you might hit the drawer catch and you'll just fire the drawer right on out of the box, and that's not always the best way to go. So we want to experiment with the size that you have. Alright, so grinding the teeth off one of these is not very hard at all, especially if you have a grinder. You just want to be a little bit careful. You are working with a spinning grinding wheel, so you want to take care to not have any problems. If you don't have a grinder, you could probably do this with a small file. These teeth don't take much to get off. But I'm going to use the grinder. And just like that, they start to come off. I just make sure when I'm grinding to only grind right around where I'm holding, otherwise it could catch and fly off on me. There, just like that, no more teeth. Like the metal barely even heated up as I was doing it, as long as you're not pushing very hard, and you don't have to. Those teeth will come right on off of there. It's a hair rough on the edge. If you wanted to, you could probably come back with a light file, and just to take that little bit of a burr off. I haven't really noticed it be a problem yet, but that's just one more thing you could do if you wanted to. To lay out where to drill my holes, since I have my alignment marks on this little sample board here, I can very easily throw my center line in and my 2 end points. And I know I want to put a hole roughly in the middle here and the middle here. So that's all it really takes, and then these 2 lines will also become our bend points. I find anything that leaves a decent mark on top of the metal is pretty good. I just use some pen. You can probably also scratch a line on, or use an awl to punch a little point on there. Whatever works for you. So I don't like these thin little strips trying to get away from me when I'm drilling them, especially in metal. Seems like they can always catch, so probably overkill, but I don't mind clamping them down. Nice little metal cutting bit, and metal drilling bit, and you're done really fast. Alright, now that I have my holes drilled, last thing we have to do is put some bends in. I'm just going to remark my lines since they get a little worn off. And bending this is not very hard. It's pretty soft stuff. Just take any sort of block, set it on your line, and I can actually just do these by hand. You could use a pair of pliers too. I think it most of the way up. And let's see, I need something thinner for the other block. We'll bring that up. And just sort of set it up and see if they're roughly equal. This one doesn't look quite there. There, that's a little bit better. And then finally, you just go and bend your edges back a little bit. That's so the drawer doesn't catch on it. And then you're ready to put that onto the center divider. And we'll do that next. Alright, putting this spring on is no big deal. I just align it roughly with my center line and positioned the center of this block. Mark out where I want those to go. Drill some little pilot holes. And then we just screw these down. No big deal. And even if it's not dead straight across, like I see this one went a little bit off, it's not really much of a deal for the inner workings. The drawers still tend to open and close fine. And we'll get these down, we should be able to test it. There we go. Now I can grab the one that I have assembled, set him in place, and I'll grab one of my spare drawers, and of course I don't have that locked in tight enough. Might need to put a clamp on it. And let's just see if I can hold it in place. Yeah, it did lock. And yep. So obviously this drawer isn't made to fit this opening, but we can see that it does work. So that's really all there is to it to make one of these. Coming up next, I'll probably do a little bit of video on just making the drawer and how this fits inside the rest of the box and what the drawer guide is, but that should be a lot easier. Shouldn't be anything too exciting there, but hopefully helpful for a few people. So this is the real meat of it, and I hope you're able to gain something from this. If you did like it, give me a little like and subscribe. That helps on the channel. If you have any questions, feel free to send them in. I'll see what I can do to help you out. Thanks. Bye.